Hello YouTubers, hello subscribers, kisses to all of you. I hope that you're having a wonderful Monday. I'm just gonna put on a little gloss. I hope you enjoyed the video yesterday. We're on to the next subject. Meghan and Harry are doing the most. They are doing the most. And instead of me trying to go over it by my notes, because I took some notes, I want to make sure I mention the things that I took in my notes. But before we even get there, let's just talk about what's going on with Harry and Meghan. So basically, they both, at the end of the year, are having one of the worst years you can ever imagine. Just recently, they were named one of the biggest losers of the year. They were also in a window at Hayden's saying that they were hypocrites. Now, this is happening in their own town in LA, in California. It's not happening here in Texas, but we hear about it. And so I can't help but to believe that Meghan is ostracized by her own people, the ones that she was trying to become her best friend, the celebrities. Well, they have turned their back on her. I also heard over there at Sue Smith's channel, you got to check her out, that during Matthew Perry's funeral, Meghan showed up, allegedly. And she showed up, and Johnny Depp asked her why she was there and was concerned that she was there, and she didn't even know him, basically. Word on the street is that she said that, oh, I just wanted to show my respects. He used to be a fan of mine. That doesn't mean that you're some big time celebrity that you can just pop up somewhere and people will be glad to receive you. It's not about you. And and I'm going to assume that she did, because she does stupid stuff like this. And if she did, that's Meghan again, not thinking about anybody but herself, thinking about how she can get friends at a funeral. How low can you go? Like, why would she even show up? I know she's low because she went over there to Uvalde to put flowers on some kids put flowers on the burial place where the kids had an accident from the shooting. She ran over there to put flowers down and ended up making a fool out of herself, because at the same time that was going on, her father had a stroke. She didn't go see about him, but she wanted to go see about some kids that she didn't even know. But she has this big caring heart. Let me get to the elephant in the room too. So Catherine has released a video, beautiful video of the kids doing charity work. And then all of a sudden, here goes Meghan's video of Archwell. Speaking of Archwell is in the negative. I heard that they're in the red. I heard that they only had one big donor, which was Oprah. Remember when she lied and said that Meghan was doing the video for free? But actually, they both, she paid her almost $10 to $13 million to do the video, because according to CBS and NBC, they did a bid to try to win who would win the bid. And I heard this earlier. And the bid was won by CBS. Of course it was going to be won by CBS. I don't even think there was a bid. That's what another channel said. And it wasn't a channel, it was a news outlet. I just believe that maybe it was a bid. And just because CBS didn't get it didn't mean that Oprah wasn't going to do the interview. She would have just did the interview over there. I don't know. But I do know this, that they lied and said that Meghan did the video for free. Meghan's not doing anything for free. And Oprah gave her, through the charity underneath the table, that's the underneath the table kind of give. Oprah gave her 10 million or 13 million to her charity. But that's not even the story. The story is that they're broke. What are they going to do next year when they have to pay their employees? Because according to news outlet, that they're $11 million in the hole. Where did it go? What did they spend it on? Did Meghan do one of those numbers where you spend the money, you spend the money, and then all of a sudden you're broke and you just go out and get more? What did she do with the 10 million if it's not still there? What did she do? Buy clothes to get to an event? Anyway, no, they're spending money like crazy. And not to mention that new bill that they got, instead of them trying to get security to pay for stuff, I think this is the security one. Let me tell you something. It's based on a security. So, first of all, I'm going to let them tell it. That way, I'm not guessing. I do believe that Harry is suing 5 people, and I'm not keeping up with any of them. I'm just talking about the one that's current. And while he's dealing with his court cases, Meghan just found out that she's got to go to court next year for her sister. You cannot tell me that they're not over there fighting. They are having issue after issue after issue. And as long as Meghan continues to try to keep up with the Joneses, which is the royals, she will fail. I know I'm all over the place. That's my intro, guys. Let's get started. While I'm looking for my deep dive video, me and my husband is going on this 7-day egg diet. You just eat egg. He's already messed up. He went and bought donuts. Look at me talking about donuts. He said, well, does beer have calories? Does beer have, can you drink beer while you're on this 3-egg diet? I said, my beer has 2.16 carbs. Maybe I won't eat an egg. 3 eggs, my sister's doing it too. So if you want to and you haven't eaten yet, we're doing, and it's not healthy, so I'm not suggesting that you do it, but if you want to, this is what we're doing. For the next 3 days, we're going to be eating eggs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm already sick of it, and I haven't even eaten an egg yet. Any kind of way, how you want it, but it's only eggs. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 videos that I want to do. That's a lot of videos. You think we can get through it? Okay, let's start with this one.
The last half hour. Some breaking news in the last half hour. And it's this: donations to Harry and Meghan's Archwell Foundation has plunged by nearly $11 million.
What?
Sending it into the red, the news.
Oh my goodness. The Archwell website business, Meghan's baby, their charity work that they do, has plummeted $11 million within the last couple of years. That has got to be a record. Popcorn Planet gentleman said that they don't know how to run a business. Yeah, you have $11 million, $13 million donations, and you haven't even given to any charity. How can you plummet it? Like, what did you do with the money? Did you pay all your employees? That was a big turnaround. High turnaround costs you a lot of money, but it doesn't cost you $11 million. What happened to the money, Meghan? Was it them couture outfits you were wearing? Or was it you building out a building to make sure it looks nice and $2 or $3 million on renovations? What did you spend? It's over. There's no money. There's no more donations. If I'm understanding this correctly. To my understanding, they only gave to one charity. Everything else they just showed up and appeared at. Let's see what they're saying.
Some breaking news in the last half hour.
Breaking.
And it's this: donations to Harry and Meghan's Archwell.
I almost feel sorry for her. And at the end of this video, you might.
Foundation has plunged by nearly $11 million in the past.
They're losing money, and they not only are they losing money, but they owe money too. While this 11 million is in a hole, which is not a good sign, they also owe the courts $50,000. Now, to their world, that shouldn't mean anything. But he has 5 court cases. And that's just what he has to pay to the Daily Mail. We're not talking about his court fees and all that shebang he's doing. Because before, Harry, when you was a royal, you could just do what you want. But now that Jezebel got you out here suing the world for her security, you done got yourself into some trouble.
sending it into the red. The news that donations dropped
The red.
just 2 million comes as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex released a glitzy promotional film about their work this year. The Archwell's video.
After they have plummeted in the red, they have released a video about all the stuff that they have done this year. I honestly, in the last 2 months in the last month is all the work that they have been doing. I'm sure Kevin Costner moment is on there. And I haven't seen the video. I've seen clips of it. I really don't care. It doesn't inspire me. It doesn't make me want to give to their charity. And Sussex Squad, if it's so many of you guys, listen, your popularity shows in your work and in your fan base. And Meghan's fan base obviously don't exist because they're not helping her out with her endeavors. Where are you? You saw Beyonce fans, you saw Taylor Swift fans. They showed up. Meghan's fans didn't even show up to wave to her when she went to New York for her other mental health charity event that she's advertising right now on that video. Here's the deal. Meghan videos herself to get clout. Catherine videos every now and then to show her kids, to show how much they love Christmas, to show how much they love people and how much they're giving. And not only are they giving, they're teaching their kids that too. Where's Meghan's kids? They're nowhere on this website. It doesn't reek family to me. There's some holes in the water. There's some holes in the water. Catherine's showing her kids. They had a family portrait. They're showing their Christmas spirit. They're doing their Christmas stuff. And they're giving at a time. And she's all working with the kids. She's good with each and every one of her little darlings. They were in there working. And Meghan showed a clip of herself. That goes to show you what's going to be happening in 2024. I'm going to be focusing on myself. Not the charity, just me. Not the kids, not Harry. The focus is going to be on me. Meghan threw out that video because she is so obsessed with Catherine. She is so obsessed with trying to win her over that she is failing at trying to succeed on her own terms. As long as Meghan continues to go after trash, try to outdo, try to make herself look better than the royals or think it's some type of competition against them, she will always lose, as she's losing now. If you want to compare the videos, they're non-comparison. You just see Meghan on there acting. You see Catherine and the kids actually doing something in solidarity. I'm not even going to say the word. Doing it from the goodness of their heart and trying to give back because they know that they are, will one day be a prince, will one day be, a king. She's raising kings and queens over there. And Meghan would be raising somebody too, but she's over here in California. They don't know anything about their heritage. They don't know anything about princess and prince. They don't know the stories and the things behind being that and having that name. No, because Meghan swooped them over here to hide them from the big bad king. And the king is not going to be able to see the little ones unless he gives them back that cottage. The game's Meghan play. It's falling down fast. Her timber brick, that tree, it's down. It is down. I'm going to post a video, I'm going to post a picture with my video, and it's going to show Meghan and Harry on the Titanic jumping off of it. This is it. This is it. I think they're going to have to open their eyes to their failures. First of all, you got to pay legal fees, yours and theirs. Then you have a court case next year. Write that on your calendar, Meghan, with your sister for defamation. For defamation of character. You got that one. Then you also got 5 other cases that your husband is working on for you. You got that. And then your Archwell charity has failed at the same time as you bringing out a video trying to say how successful it is. It can't be successful and broke at the same time. You don't even have any more money to pay your employees, and you're definitely not taking it out of the money that you made from Netflix, if there's any left. It's not funny. I don't wish brokenness on anyone. But Meghan has laid and made this bed for herself, and you see the fall. The fall is there. She's in denial, and she wants to pretend to us that nothing is wrong. Everything is okay. That's why she put out that video, to show that she's strong, that she's still pushing on, no matter what Catherine is doing. Look at me. Look at me. Instead of supporting her sister-in-law, instead of forgiving and supporting her sister-in-law, but first of all, she needs to forgive. She needs to say she's sorry to Catherine. That's the forgiveness I'm talking about. But no, Meghan has hatred in her heart. She does. That's hate. And it's festering. And then when it starts to fester, it starts to peek out and people start to see it. Because there is no reason for Meghan to put out some Archwell video that's failing in finances and employee status. They have a big high turnaround. I know this for a fact, that as in HR, when your company has a high turnaround, your numbers are going to plummet. Because cost of hiring someone is expensive. The onboarding process is no joke, and bonuses and all of that they give out. And then you turn around and have to let them go within, 6 months to a year. You've invested in something that you're losing money, because you got to do that all over again. But soon, and very, very soon, they're going to be making an announcement about Archwell anyway, because I don't believe that they could patent that name. I don't know. I don't know about all that. I do know this. I'm writing this stuff down. I'm going to tell it how I see it. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's see what's going on with Meghan and her. Meghan pretending like she's giving a cheer.
Donations to Harry and Meghan's Archwell.
Did you notice? She knew Catherine was going to do something for Mental Health Day. So Meghan took that day. One of my subscribers said, Meghan's mental health moment. She had her moment. And she ruined it too. With this, don't forget about the book. Don't forget about the Blame Game book number 2. This girl, and Obi Scobie running and lying, and now he didn't backtrack and said he did put the names in the book. All he needed to do, put next to it, was per Meghan's request. Meghan committed racism. It's not being talked about. I'm a little disturbed behind it, because it should be. Why is it okay for her to lie and say racism, curiosity, racism, when she blinked? Give me a minute on this one. I know we ain't gonna make it to all 4 videos, so we're gonna have to break this down into maybe 2 or 3. That's okay, right? Meghan committed, and this is my title, committed straight up, unequivocally, 100%, this is not allegedly, it's in a book, that she committed discrimination and racism. She discriminated against the lieutenant. This is the same gentleman. She turned down every person that the Queen tried to assign to Meghan. That's, first of all, how ungrateful she was, and how nasty she was being to the Queen in her last final hours. Okay. That's soaking. No, in her last final hours, Meghan was making it difficult for the Queen, instead of accepting the several million gifts that Queen Elizabeth constantly was giving her and trying to appease this woman. I don't want the black guy. I want the black woman. I want a black woman, same education and everything. That's what she told the Queen. She says, I'm insulted. Her friends, Oprah and Tyler Perry, and Serena at the time. Her friends were insulted that the queen would give her someone black and didn't have a woman available for her. Who is discriminating now? If she's discriminating against in an HR perspective, if Meghan walked in and told me, well, I would like to have someone black and educated, I said, are you discriminating against race? She's discriminating against race and gender. Okay? It is a such thing. It's a Why Amen is making up new racial comments, she needs to revisit this one. Do you think she'll come on and chit chat with me? Amen, please come on and chit chat with me. I have a few questions for you because I want to know where this racism fits, because it's there and I know where it fits. It's clear cut. It's not something made up, dug up, tried to figure out, convert, invert, all the way around. But what's interesting is no one's talking about it. I am. Sue mentioned it today. Sue Smith, please check her out. She's awesome. Meghan said, oh, okay, I'm insulted that you would give me a black guy, although he's educated. That was her trying to say, I'm not, no diss towards his education, because that's a racism too. But I'm going to treat him with racism under the act of the color of his skin and his gender. I can't say the word, sorry, because she's going under gender, his gene and his color. She's discriminating against him because he is not a man. He is a woman, not a man. He's a man and not a woman. And because he's black and because he's black. So you can count it how you want to, but I know it's there. She discriminated against because of the color of his skin and because he wasn't a woman. I would have to say, because she said he would stick out like a sore thumb. I say both. Maybe it is just one. But she discriminated against him because of his ginger. I want to say ginger. But it's I can't say it. I just can't say it. This black woman can't say the word. My husband would have to come in here and say it to me a couple of times. Babe, can you say ginger? You didn't hear me say. Okay. Jean. She's discriminating against him because he is not a woman. That's discrimination. Because if I walked into an office and wanted a job and they told me that, oh, I'm sorry, we can't give you the job because you needed to be a man. It's okay that you're black, but you're not a man. I could sue them and get paid. It is here. That's how clear cut I believe that her racism has reached. Hers is left to interpretation. They had concerns about what the skin color would be. We don't know that for a fact because the other side hasn't said anything. So you got one liars. You got 2 and 3 liars over here lying on an entire institution and never taking accountability. And the nerve of Harry to say that the only way that they can reconcile is there be some accountability. The accountability starts with you. My mom always told me this. She said the one that's doing the worst is having the hardest time is the one that's in the wrong. Harry, your family is beaming over there. I thought it was beautiful seeing George and Louis and Princess Charlotte getting excited about doing it. Their kids are not stuck in a castle like Meghan's is. You never see them. We don't know what they look like. And then when we do see them, we probably won't even recognize them because we haven't seen them grow. She keeps showing us the back of their head. I'm starting to think, do they really exist? And if they do, what do they look like at this point? I am curious. Okay, let's move on from the racism.
We have some breaking news here right now.
Okay.
And it's this: donations to Harry and Meghan's Archwell Foundation has plunged by nearly $11 million in the past year, sending it into the red. The news that donations dropped to just $2 million comes as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex released a glitzy promotional film about their work this year. The Archwell's video, which isn't usually released until January, shows the Duchess hugging veterans and taking selfies to highlight the impact of the foundation. In somewhat strategic timing.
Beautiful. I want to show you.
After the video from the Cambridges, showing Catherine and her kid, shows the Duchess hugging veterans and taking selfies to highlight the impact of the foundation. In somewhat strategic timing, it was released just hours after the video from the Cambridges, showing Catherine and her kids volunteering.
No, so the Cambridges post their picture. Was it before or after?
About their work this year. The Archwell's video, which isn't usually released until January, shows the Duchess hugging veterans and taking...
So all of a sudden, Meghan decided to release her video that normally she posts in January early because she got so upset with Catherine's video. She is so jealous of Catherine. It's official. At first, I wasn't quite sure. Then, now I'm fully convinced 100% that not only is Meghan jealous of Catherine, she's obsessed with taking her down. She's obsessed with being negative and nasty towards her. She's upset, is spilling out. Her jealousy is reeking. Claudia, Funky Diva, and Al Reynolds. Check this out. Catherine put out a video that's just a random video about the kids giving back. Something that Meghan isn't doing. All of a sudden, Meghan comes out with her video before, normally done in January. She brought it out today. This is the same company that is $11 million in the hole. How are they going to do anything next year with no revenue? Meghan's going to take it out of her Netflix money. It's going to be shut down. I don't know why I brought them up, but I was just saying, read in between the lines, read the details, get the facts. And Reynolds is always on his facts. And it's just important that, in my book, that we get it right. Because if we don't, then Meghan will continue the vitriol. And as much as I see her day in court being guilty, right now, you can't tell me she's not going through hell. All of this is going on with her right now. Her husband is trending on how much he has to pay. And he lost. He lost this piece. Then Catherine comes out with her wonderful video. It's eating her up inside. Let's release it. And WME, you see her doing this. You see Meghan's motive. You see why she hates on the royals. She came out with the Endgame book and lied and said that they didn't know how those names got in there. And voila, something always happens around Meghan. It's not a coincidence. That's all I'm saying. If it is, then there's always a coincidence during Meghan's situations. I'm going to move on.
Selfies to highlight the impact of the foundation. In somewhat strategic timing, it was released just hours after the video from the Cambridges.
No.
Catherine and her kids volunteering.
You don't say.
Well, more on that detail as it develops, but there it is at the moment, an $11 million drop in donations.
$11 million drop means that they haven't had any more donations since that one donation. So I could have it wrong that they could be broke, but maybe the money's just sitting in the vault. But I don't know. The point is that I don't really see it being a drop. I just see it not being popular. If you're popular, if Beyonce had a charity, I'm sure it would have hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Meghan's little measly, and I'm going to say measly because she only got the 10 million from Oprah for doing that interview, for trashing her family. That's all she's good for. That's all that she has. She's not talented enough to have a brand of her own, WME, as you can see. She lives and breathes off of the life of her royal family. I want to say that in a sense that she trashes them, makes money off of doing it, and then want to be a part of it all at the same time. It's a weird combination, but it's true. And Harry and Meghan is going around with this still motto that they have done something to them and they owe her an apology just because of what she said. So they're supposed to take Meghan's word at face value without saying, wait a minute, this is not who we are, Harry. You've been living in this family. This is what William wants to say to Harry. Harry, you've been living under this roof forever. Ever. You know us, you know the family, and you know that we have not treated people unfairly. You know our mother taught us better than that. And what you're saying is, when you accuse us of this, is that you were raised really bad. You were raised in a racist family. That's what you're saying. But then you tried to water it down and make it unconscious, as if you didn't know. You were unconscious when it happened. That's that BS. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in unconscious bias. I believe that is a new fictitious made. Unconscious bias cannot get you paid if you sue them. I can't walk up into EEOC, Iman, and tell them, hey, I was treated with unconscious bias, and therefore I want to sue the company. Try it. And so, like Stephanie said, watering it down, making it seem like this is just a little, just to fix it. It's okay to do, but it's not that bad. No. Racism is one word, one thing. To me, if it is not recognized in the EEOC, employee, let's don't even go there. It's EEOC. Look it up. No. Nope. Unconscious bias, convert and unvert, is not in the laws. But when you are going to sue someone for calling you racist, or not calling you racist, but accusing you of racist, you better have your facts. Nope. So, let's go.
I would have thought. Joining us now, Ben Harris-Quinn, Conservative commentator, chairman of the Bow Group.
Meghan she can't stand to see Catherine. And she's being talked about so great in the media that as soon as they say something really nice about Catherine, here come Meghan. Because Catherine looked really great in that white outfit. Ooh. And with her tallness, she just can do it.
And I'm tempted to call you a royal correspondent now, Ben. We don't normally gauge your views on these things, but 11 million quid down the drain is quite a lot of money.
Well, look, I think this is one of those situations that is exactly what it looks like. They've taken this fire sale of family secrets strategy, and I think they've run out of stories to tell. Yeah. And inevitably...
Yes, they've run out of stories to tell. You can tell in Obie's book, Scooby-Doo's book. Scooby-Doo's book reeks of old information or gathered up, conjured up information from Meghan to stay relevant. Listen, we're barely talking about that book anymore. Look how we're moving on. Before, when she had that first came out with Recollections Maybe, there were concerns about his skin color. That went on for months. I'm just getting, not over it, but I'm just moving on to a different topic. Most of you guys know that's what made my station. Now it's like, okay, yeah, he wrote a book, and even him implementing the Queen being racist, everybody is done with her because they know she is conniving, manipulating, a bully, a con artist, and not right, and hasn't came out and said, you know what, that book is condemned. No. She has nothing to say about the book because she wanted us to know these things in the book. And she knows if she comes out and says anything about the book, Scooby-Doo is going to come out and say, you the one that gave me the information, because he didn't ruin himself. He's too young to be ruining his career over Meghan's, what is she doing? Because this was nasty. This was not nice. Meghan literally went on the attack again against the royal family in a book information that she provided to Scooby-Doo, and has doubled down on it with her silence. Meghan has made it very, very clear that she wrote that book. And she meant every word of it. And to say otherwise is no, it can't be. Because anytime you mention her name, anytime you give credence to her name and put something behind her name, and she doesn't come out and debunk it and say, no, I did not say this, because she's good at that. She's good at coming out with statements and saying something. But this particular time, she's silent. She's silent because she agrees and approves of it. And wherever the sources came from, she approved of those sources. And so that's what tells me that Meghan continues to play this game with the royal family, bullying them into submission, trying to get security, saying that they're going to say more stuff. And if you don't, we're going to hint around to this. I'm going to write my memoir. Meghan is not done. She doesn't care what her WME say, her friends say, Harry say, anyone say. She is relentless. She is not stopping this whatever she's doing, coming out with her video after Catherine's, trying to pretend like she's competing with someone when she is not in any competition, because she has failed. She failed as a friend, as a daughter, as a daughter-in-law, as a sister-in-law, as a person, as a princess to a country. She has failed. And she's in denial about her failure. And so that's why it's hard for us to feel sorry for someone that's in denial about their own situation. And not just that, but constantly continues the vitriol. But the biggest thing is that, how are we supposed to feel sorry for someone that doesn't think that anything is wrong? If she can pretend that everything is okie dokie, then we have to pretend like everything is good too on her end. She's not hurting for money. This $11 million doesn't faze her. She's moving on. She put out her video today, how well they're doing. No accountability, but want some. No. You have wrote the story wrong, and you have messed up. You need to fix it by taking some accountability, even a little bit, even just one time. She has not, I can't tell you one time that she has taken accountability for anything. I used to say, I'm going to say one nice thing about Meghan. I can't. There is not one nice thing that I can say about her, because it's all nasty inside. She's a narcissistic person, a person that only cares about themselves, think about themselves, have no heart or compassion for others, and only see what they can get, and can't understand any other body's logic other than their own. And if that ain't it, then I done made up something.
You know, the situations, that is exactly what it looks like. They've taken this fire sale of family secrets strategy, and I think they've run out of stories to tell. Yeah. And inevitably, they're therefore no longer of interest to the media classes that they've been pitching.
They're no longer of interest to us. I told you, go back 6 months. I'm going to go and get a video, and I'm going to repost it. and I want to talk about Meghan's brand, and I want to talk about her relevance to the royal family. And without them, she is nothing. But the attacks, the vitriol, the push, the constant rift that will never be healed until she's out of the picture, because that's when all the shenanigans gonna stop. That's when we're gonna see the real Harry, and Harry's gonna be quiet. He's gonna be in hiding a little bit. He's gonna have to refine himself, because this woman has stripped him of his self. This is not Harry running to court, having to pay and stuff. This is not a childhood vendetta. This is his wife. This is his wife, his Jezebel, pushing him and using his past trauma to push him to do things for her because of her status. This is about Meghan's status. It's about a lot of things. I told you she's strategic. It's not just one thing that we're dealing with Meghan. Her mind is about to explode with all that stuff she's dealing with. And one other thing that she's going to have to deal with is coming clean about those kids, because we haven't seen them. And if they exist, we need to see some pictures. I just do believe that. Or I'm going to start talking about it on my channel. Where are the kids? Seriously, where are they? Do they exist? You always see Catherine's kids and then hear Meghan hugging people like she's really doing something for them. Are you giving them any money? Are you giving them any money? Do you feel it in your heart when you go to these places to drop $100,000 or $200,000? That's why you're losing money, because you're not a giver. I mean, I can be better with giving too. I got to get a job first. I'm telling you, I would give. I swear, it feels good to. It just feels good to do it. You feel good about yourself. You feel like, okay, that person or whatever, and I'm big on food. I don't think anybody should go starving. That is my charity, is giving to food banks and food. Anyway, moving back. She's not given to these. When she went to the New York City and sat with those kids and had them sign an NDA and then tell them kids that she was a princess and made them get a book and then gave them some rotten tomatoes or whatever. No, treated them like they were peasants with all that jewelry and make all that money on her and then drop a dime. Didn't give them a dime. Do you hear me? Her presence was supposed to be all the glory. But your presence reek now. Because it's all self and self and self and self. And so when she went to this school, she should have dropped some money. I would have. Why would I give to a charity that ain't given to other people? Okay, that makes sense. Okay, Meghan, what's your charity account? I'm going to give you $200. But what are you going to do with it? Buy an outfit that ain't going to fit right? Twist. Look, the outfit's supposed to be up here, and she's sexy. Anyway.
Too, and they're either going to have to come up with something even more explosive and even more ridiculous and even more shameful.
Meghan, you're going to have to sell the rest of your soul to be relevant at this point. I'm hungry. I want an egg. Okay, it's going to be hard. I need you guys to support me and help me. I'm going to post this video pretty fast. So, say, stick to the egg, Tisha. You can do it. You can do it. Listen, I've gained so much weight. And I'm going to blame it on the candy that I got in the mail. No, I ate that up. And that was a lot of candy. Like, that candy should have lasted me till next year. Meghan's going to have to come up. Meghan's going to have to sell her soul. She's going to have to come up with something even more dirtier. Something more crass. She doesn't have anything else. That's why Scooby-Doo is digging up old dirt so Meghan can have that moment again, so she can be relevant again. But she keeps forgetting that element of being relevant and trashing the royal family is if you're going to make us feel towards the family. Like, you've already said this thing over and over and over and over and over again, the same story over and over again, as if the outcome is going to change into your favor. It wasn't good on the Oprah show. It wasn't good on all those other outlets that you did. And it wasn't good in your latest tactic. It wasn't good, and I'm not going to talk to her. It wasn't good in her latest tactic. No, it's done. And you don't have anything else. You know why? Because you slipped. See, I'm talking to her again. The reason why she doesn't have anything else, or a relationship, or anything to grasp onto, to hold on to any glimmer that she is a part of the royals, because she's an other. They've stripped her. She has nothing. She doesn't have a cottage. She doesn't have HRHs. She has nothing. And we see that. And we're like, well, so? She's back to being a D-lister. Married to a prince. Yes, we know that. We're always going to know that she's married to a prince. And the only reason why we care about this story is that this idiot let her in. Harry, you made the mistake when you didn't meet her father. Maybe that's why your father wants you to get in contact with Meghan's father. But she's blocked that relationship. You will never meet him, Harry. She knew that from the beginning. She had plenty of time to fly to California, Mexico, to have her father meet her betrothed. Harry, red flags. That's what they're there for. They're there for, because could you imagine having someone, I don't care, take another Meghan, but take out the inside of Meghan, because remember when South Park looked inside and wasn't nothing in there? Nothing. Zero, zilch, zip, no soul. Take that inside out. Get you somebody like Chelsea, or somebody that you used to care about, that cared about your family and your country, and then you got yourself something. But the inside of her is so rotten that it's seeping on the outside. Now, when I look at Meghan, I'm a little just turned all the way off. Like, oh, it's flooded with all the things that she's done, instead of what she wants me to focus on: her beauty, her charitable work, and her endeavor to be more than what she is, a brand, a household name, something that she can be proud of. But we can't see past that. So like I'm lecturing. I hate the lecture. I'm trying to move away from the lecture and the ranting. Just facts.
Or they're going to seep into B-list, C-list, Z-list.
Sorry, my stomach is growling. Did you guys hear my stomach growling?
If it's dropped by 11 million quid,
You're not gonna make me.
Substantial donors. I don't imagine these are sort of.
Inevitably, they're therefore no longer of interest to the media.
They are no longer of interest to the media. Listen, you remember last time when Whoopi Goldberg mentioned the racism and all that on their show? CNN was airing it. Everybody aired it. It was like breaking news the next morning. No, when Meghan said it. Like, it was like you heard about the Oprah Winfrey show through just daily, on a constant basis, what she said and how she said it. And it ate the airwaves up. Her new shenanigans are not even getting a moment. TMZ did not talk about Scooby-Doo's book. I don't remember TMZ talking about the racism, the naming of the racism. I can't remember. And if they did, it was briefly done, which tells me that people are spitting her out as much as she wants to be in front of them, as much as Meghan wants to be in front of Oprah and Tyler Perry and and every celebrity she can grab onto that's somewhat of important. She needs it so bad. And what this is telling me is that she doesn't have a friend in Hollywood anymore. She doesn't have any jobs lined up. She doesn't have any friends. People are distancing themselves from her, and they don't want to have anything to do with Meghan because they know that she's shallow, that she's self-centered, and she only thinks about herself. And they see the angle, how she's treating the royal family. That's still being stirred up a little bit more, but they're seeing her conniving ways. And then when they hear something, they know, oh, that's Meghan. She did something. Oh, Scooby-Doo book? Oh, wow. Who named it? How did they get that information? But it's not being on the hype level that she wanted it to be, because we've moved on to other news. We're talking about your husband being in court and losing $50,000, and that your Archwell production is not doing well at all, and you don't have any other outlets lined up. WME is ready to cut you off. You don't have any friends or family. Both countries are looking at you confused, like, wait, we don't want to be her friend. And right now, she just has a whole bunch of yes people around her that makes her feel good about herself. Because if she can have those people around her that says, yes, we love you, Meghan, da, 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 and all that other stuff, she can drown out the noise that we do. She drowns us out and say, I got all these yes people. And whoever is yesing her and telling her how great and beautiful she looks, along with her husband, continues to keep the demon growing. There's nothing wrong. And even when they tell her there's something wrong, she's in denial. She thinks that she's doing it right. And not only that, I do believe that she's playing in her own story. I really do believe that Meghan's head is conditioned to believe that this is real and not, because she has no empathy or accountability, or feels any sorrow or sadness about anything that she does that may hurt someone else. Why would she deliberately want to make her dad feel isolated just because he's her dad? Because without his sperm bank, she would not be here. And so for her to cut off what gave her life bothers some of us. And then we're trying to figure out, okay, Harry, she gonna cut you off from what you love too? Just because she didn't have this, whatever she didn't have, doesn't mean that she needs to isolate you from your entire family to where you don't even know what's going on anymore, because everybody has cut you out, even Eugene and Beatrice. Because one of them said they just was taught to not say a lot about their personal business. And I'm sure Harry has too. But the kicker is that your mother was nothing like you. Your mother did not do the things that you and Meghan think that she would approve of.
Classes that they've been pitching to, and they're either going to have to come up with something even more explosive and even more ridiculous and even more shameful, I would say, in terms of what...
Shameful. Something a little bit more shameful. Just really nasty and gutturally nasty. Because that's what Meghan is. She's gutturally nasty. And she thinks this this fairy tale that she's telling is fun. I left it a long time ago. The love that she has for her husband is not there, because if she loved her husband, she would not treat his family this way. She would not cause unnecessary strife and indifference and just a total rift. If anything, a good woman will be bringing them back together to mend, especially after they was the cause of the disarray. Excuse me, I'm hungry. A lot's going on here. Give me a minute. No. He met someone that you would not want to bring home to mom. I'm not bringing you home. There's some, Because behind closed doors, she is something totally different from. Can you imagine what she's doing behind closed doors? What we already know, what she wants us to know. She wants us to know this stuff. But the things that she can't control, like being called a loser. Did you not just notice that you were a loser? Were you trying to put out that video to say, I'm not a loser? You're still a loser with the video. You're a loser because you're going after something that made you famous. I will never be, I will say that till the end of time. How do you attack the very thing that made you even be able to have an Archwell? It wasn't Harry. It wasn't Harry that got you to stuff. Harry was the door. And then you went in and treated it just like, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want. I should be treated like this because other members are treated like this. That's that stupid stuff. But she want to say that Catherine is lazy and not doing anything and da-da-da-da. Catherine is raising money and she's spending it on the charity. She's not taking it home and pocketing it or just letting it sit there and then going to pretend that you paid the employees that kind of money. She's deceptive and deceitful. Why would anyone want to work with her, for her, and around her? Why would anyone want to be her friend when she treats her own family like trash? And then when you befriend her, that's all she does is sit around and talk about her in-laws. And then I would just be thinking to myself, how could you sit here and talk about them when the reason why you exist is because of them? You would still be, first of all, you would still be with Corey or Trevor, whichever one you were with. Or you probably went on to another victim. But you were going to continue to try to see if you could climb your way to the top through a man because you wasn't doing it with your own talents. So you needed muscle. Harry was your muscle. But then you got in there and you lost focus.
They're doing to their family, or they're going to seep into
I'm not talking to her.
C-list LA celeb.
I'm not talking to her. Listen to him. I haven't heard this yet.
Inevitably,
He said,
situations that is exactly
D-list
what it
actress.
looks like. They've
She's a
taken
C-list.
this fire sale of family secrets
She done went
strategy,
down.
and I think they've run out of stories to tell. Yeah. And inevitably, they're therefore no longer of interest to the media classes that they've been pitching to, and they're either going to have to come up with something.
That video that she put out, the Americans don't know. TMZ didn't put that video out. Page 6 is not putting that video out. Let me know. And when you guys never do, that means I'm right. We're not talking about her over here. She is not a person of interest. She is not a person of interest. And it's fading. If she was such a wonderful, wonderful person, why is her charity failing so bad? Why is she not raising money for the charity? Why is she in the red? She is a princess. She's the Duchess of Sussex. Why is her popularity this bad? Why doesn't she have the charity that she's supposed to have? She should have hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, right? She is the charity. She is the brand of the charity. And so if you cannot make money on a charity level because people will give, do they have a report on who's given to the charity? Obviously, this is the report. Sorry. I know that was a dumb question. It's $11 million deficit. No one's given to the charity. It's a flop. It's a flopathon. No, she lied to the executives at Netflix and Spotify and the rest of those people that wanted to use her for her Duchess of Sussex name. She lied to them and told them that she was going to make them a whole bunch of money, and she had all this gossip to tell. And then now they realized that they were conned too. And Netflix know that they're ready to put her on a platter and send her on her way. But they have to save face and pretend that, oh no, we're still working with them. Yeah, because you're still trying to get your money. But she used you as a grifter, as a con artist to make money. Just like she used that charity that ain't making any money, because can't nobody make any money when they're doing an hour a week. An hour a week. That's why it's failing. And then who are you hiring to do your charity? This is that stupid stuff. No, she doesn't work with it. She's not cultivating anything. There's not some great big passion of hers to do charity. No, they're throwing pictures up on her face. They're throwing pictures of her hugging people on a website and calling it charity. I'm going to say it again. They're throwing pictures of her hugging people and up calling it charity. They're throwing pictures up of Meghan hugging people and pretending like she give a damn and calling it charity. And they had one donor, which was Oprah, because of that stupid interview. And now the dust is settling. She's failing on such a fast level, I can't even keep my head straight. Because she's going to have to produce some information to tell us what she meant about that with Samantha. Your sister is coming for you. And all you had to do was reach out and say you were sorry, you didn't mean to mention her in the public. I understand you're dealing with abuse. Meghan don't care. She doesn't care about her sister. Her sister had nothing to lose. She's in a wheelchair. Your sister is in a wheelchair for the rest of her life. And you couldn't throw her a bone and say, this is my loving sister, so she can get a little bit of money, so she can use that money to help your dad with his medical bills, because you're not helping him. Oh, no. You're not giving anybody anything. It's your money. It's your jewelry. It's your watches. It's your clothes. It's your thing. And it's failing, and it's going fast. Juanita, she's failing. She's at a really low point right now, and she's in denial about it.
Even more explosive and even more ridiculous and even more shameful, I would say, in terms of what they're doing to their family, or they're going to seep into B-list, C-list, Z-list, LA celebrity.
They are Z-list, C-list. They're already there. They were in others. They went from past an A-lister. Meghan passed A-listers. When she married Harry, she had become a global icon, a global notoriety. Then she started her shenanigans and went to D, and now she's at C and Z. And no one wants to hear or see anything about her. Megyn Kelly blasted her. I'm going to post it. I don't listen to Megyn Kelly as much anymore, but let me tell you something. I'm going to do a Meghan. Megyn Kelly went in. She talked about the book. She talked about how it was good.
As you assume with, if it's dropped by 11 million quid, these would be substantial donors. I don't imagine these are sort of tens of thousands of individuals. I've had the British Heart Foundation people knock on my door. I've never had anybody with a Harry and Meghan rosette asking for cash to set up a direct.
Right.
And that's a good thing, I think. But
it's a very good thing,
but nonetheless.
They're not promoting their website. They're not promoting it either. They just started talking about Archwell during the mental health moment. Archwell. Then she's sitting up in there like it's making millions. Yeah, this one. We're going to go back down memory lane. She knows her charity ain't making any money. And she's sitting there with Harry, Archwell, in New York City with this 7-car Combi like she's some... I bet living with her is a joke. I bet it's laughable. If I was Harry, I would be like, look at this. Look how she makes a fool out of herself and him. She's sitting there at the stage. Yes. Right now, I don't have to worry about my kids because they're too little to do social media and be on that platform. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm in love with this man over here, Harry. And so, yeah, we're just, we're just protecting them for the world. They're locked up in Montecito. No one can get to them. Their cousins, their uncles, their aunts, no one. We got them locked away. They probably won't even ever see the sunlight. We have people come in and train them and stuff. They're being homeschooled. That's that stupid stuff.
I think it's more about influence than it is about what they're doing and is their influence.
Breaking news: Meghan has fallen from grace so fast. Your company isn't doing. Your charity company. It's so embarrassing. Your charity company isn't doing well. Then your husband got to pay back the Daily Mail or some court fees for lying or making up stuff, wasting people's time. And so you're not gaining any money because you don't have any more deals. That's a done. There's no more Netflix. There's no more Spotify. There's no Audible. There's no Dior. She was trying to throw those names out there so we could think she had some stuff, but they didn't stick. Dior came out and said, no, that is not happening. And Audible said it too. And now she's got the lake by the pond, and that ain't going nowhere because there's no actors or actresses that's going to want to star in that movie. That is the who's who's. She's not going to get an A-lister to star in that movie. That would be that would have been like the grace of God that would have happened. No, it's over. She is faking it and pretending, and she's good at it. Smiling and pretending like nothing is wrong. Let me tell you something. Everything is wrong. They don't have the finances to continue in Montecito. They're going to have to leave. And then that's when everything is going to all hell break loose for Meghan because she doesn't want to leave her Montecito home. And if she's having financial difficulties, it's going to get really bad because she doesn't want to leave her new lifestyle. If anything, she wants to continue to go up. But the $100 million deals ain't there. And unless you can live off that for the rest of your life, then And just because she's in the news and people are talking about her doesn't make her popular. It doesn't make her brand stick out in any kind of way. It just doesn't.
I think their donations will decline, and
I'm
that's
gonna
what
wrap
the
this one
operation,
up.
in my view, has been all about. It's been about influence and PR, and actually they haven't done a very good job of it.
Yeah, essentially right. We'll have more on that throughout the course of the afternoon here on Talk TV, of course.
Thank you guys. Don't forget to hit like, share, and comment. Please share the video. We're stuck at 3,000. We can get there. We can, we got 2 weeks. We're going to do it the first of the new year. Oh, wouldn't it be great to do a live before the new year? Oh, I would love to do it. I got to stick it in my head and keep seeing if I can do it. But it's not because of, it's my fault that I haven't did a live. It is my fault because I have a lovely lady that is helping me. She's been great. I got to check my emails. I know you emailed me. I've just been a little busy. And kisses to all of you. Don't forget to hit like, share, and comment and let me know what you think. I know I say a lot, so sometimes watch the video more than once. Just kidding. That's a lot because I got another video coming up.